Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to a brand new series that I've been thinking of bringing to the channel for quite a while now, where every single season I go and look at all of that season's anime openings and then I rank the top 10 best openings of that season. And for today's video, I will be letting you guys know what are the top 10 definitive best anime openings of fall 2022. So for this video, I sat down and conducted my research by looking through 42 different anime openings from this season, and then I ranked the top 10 best openings of this season using ratings that I gave each of the openings in various different criteria. So I'll be showing you guys what all of those criteria are so that I can not only tell you what the top 10 best anime openings are, but so that I could also show you why they're the best openings, in my opinion. So here we have 6 different criteria, and they're all listed from least important to most important. So things at the top are things that weigh a little bit less, they don't impact the opening's placement much, and then things at the bottom are very, very important to me. So at the top we have visuals, which is basically how appealing or creative the opening's visuals are. So like I said, this one isn't super important. It does give you a couple bonus points. Next we have the vibe of the opening. So this is basically going to be how captivating the atmosphere of the opening was. So what I mean by that is if the purpose of the opening is to pump you up and get you hyped for the episode, how effective actually is the song at doing that? Or if they're trying to create a more like creepy sort of sinister vibe, how good of a job does the opening do? For the third category, we have music, which is just how well the instruments and the production are able to shine. Sometimes you have songs that are carried by the vocals and the instruments and everything just kind of sit in the back. They don't really add much value to the song. Of course, after this, we have vocals, very, very important, because even sometimes you can have amazing music in the background, but if the vocals are trash or if there aren't any vocals, then they just won't hit the same as openings that do have killer vocals. Next we have originality. So if I'm listening to a song and immediately I start thinking like, oh okay, this reminds me of like 20 other anime out there, then the song isn't very original. It doesn't really stand out from the crowd much, and so it's gonna get a little bit of a lower rating if it's not super original. And then lastly, we have the jam factor, the most important criteria when rating these. And you can just basically think of this criteria as like replayability, like how catchy is the song, how memorable is the song, and how impactful is the song. I'm just getting this out of the way right now because I know there are going to be a ton of people in the comments section that are saying like, where is this anime? Where is that anime? There's 2 quick things I want you guys to keep in mind. Number 1, this is supposed to be the definitive best top 10. So I'm looking at all of the anime from this season and indiscriminately picking the best openings. I'm not just gonna watch the top 10 most popular anime and then rank those 1 through 10. We are looking for the best ones of the entire season. And number 2, just because you don't see your anime in the top 10 doesn't mean that the anime didn't make it into the honorable mentions. A lot of the anime in the honorable mentions are also jammer worthy, but they just didn't quite make the list for various reasons. The biggest reason being there's just not enough space to fit all of these jammers. Now that that's out of the way, here are the definitive top 10 best fall 2022 anime of the season. So for the first anime on our list, we have Yowamushi Pedal at number 10, and I like to think of this anime as like the golden standard for what makes a banger anime opening. It has the energy, it has the vocals, which are not only very impressive, but the vocals are also very original. Like, I don't think I've ever really heard a singer who has a voice like the person in this opening, and most importantly, the highest rated criteria for this opening was of course the vibe, because if their goal was to hype you up and pump you up for the episode. I think they did an absolutely amazing job at doing that. I don't even watch sports anime, and this makes me want to watch sports anime. And then another thing that's worth noting is, of course, the jam factor. This song is super catchy, especially the chorus with the 90, 90, 90. It is so good, man. I love this opening. And this is the perfect opening to put at number 10, because if any other openings out there can hit the same marks that this one was able to hit, you got yourself a certified banger. Next, for number 9, we have Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mars, and this anime opening is amazing. Like I said, number 10 is the golden standard, so everything above that is of course going to be a certified jammer, and this one right here absolutely killed it when it comes to vocals. Another thing I really liked about this opening was the vibe, because it seemed like their goal was to try to create an opening that made it seem like you were venturing into a new world, and this is kind of supported by the visuals showing you this like strange futuristic world, and even the vocals a little bit with the like techno sort of effect that was added to her voice that I thought was really cool. But the one thing that is kind of holding it back, now I said it wasn't gonna weigh too heavily on the opening, but the visuals are quite lackluster, because the characters look really cool and creative, but the world itself is kind of bland. It's like your typical futuristic world, in my opinion. Now for number 8, we have one of the anime that I personally was most excited to announce for this list, because this was kind of an underdog anime. If you go and look it up, it's not super popular, it's not super high rated, so I feel like a lot of people out there haven't even given this anime a chance, including myself. But the opening is undeniably one of the best openings I've ever heard. The chorus is super catchy, and it's so unexpected, because if you look at the ratings I have over on the side, I gave them an S+ for vocals. The vocals are so freaking good. And then obviously, even though the vocals are rated just as highly, I really just can't stress enough the jam factor of this opening. Like the way that they kind of slow the opening down and it kind of takes its time, it's really calm, and then it builds up and it just gets super hype. Overall, it's fantastic. The only thing that's kind of sort of holding it back are the visuals, because the visuals are the characters are very bland, the world is very bland, but I think the whole appeal of the anime is supposed to be you have this ordinary world, these ordinary characters, and then they end up kind of going crazy out of nowhere. And of course, for number 7, you knew this was going to be added to the top 10. We have To Your Eternity Season 2. And this opening is the definition of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because this opening sounds exactly like the Season 1 opening. I don't know if they're exactly the same or if this is just a different part of the same song, but that song in Season 1 was an absolute jammer. This one right here is an absolute jammer. The vocals, absolutely beautiful, and on top of that, it's a super original song. I can't think of a single song, at least anime opening, that I've heard out there that sounds anything like what we're getting here. Very few other anime on this list that are able to match them or even surpass them when it comes to just the raw emotion and the soul that you feel in the vocals when listening to this song. It is so good. We all knew this was gonna be here. Maybe some of you guys weren't expecting it to be so low, but when you hear the higher ratings, then you'll know 100% why I had to put it where I put it. Next, for number 6, we have Bleach: The 1000-Year Blood War. Now, before you guys get outraged, this anime was very, very close to reaching the number 5 spot. Literally, this anime and the anime in number 5 have the exact same ratings, at least I think. But the only thing separating them was the fact that I thought the anime in number 5 just was a bit more exciting, a bit more fun to listen to. But now let's get into the Bleach opening, because this opening is phenomenal. The vocals are amazing, and it's very nostalgic as well. It reminds me a lot of the old classic Bleach openings that we all know and love. We all know that Bleach has some of the best openings in all of the big 3, so of course they're continuing that same trend here. Phenomenal opening. The visuals, they're not bad, but they're not anything crazy, so they're not getting bonus points for that. And the opening is also very original. It's one of those openings that once you hear it, they stick in your head, and it's the perfect opening for you to like add into your playlist. Just throw it in there. You kind of forget about it until it comes on, then you're like, oh yeah, I remember now why I love this song. For number 5, we have My Hero Academia, and I think this is where a little bit of controversy is going to stir up. I think there's going to be a little bit of beef between the My Hero community and the Bleach community after seeing this ranking right here, because the My Hero Academia opening, it's so close. It is so close to the Bleach one, but when it comes to just how fun the song is and how energetic the song is, I had to give that slight edge to My Hero Academia. And it's actually kind of funny because both of the openings have a lot of similarities, I feel. Like if you look at the visuals, Bleach has this sort of pink color filter, and then My Hero also has those like color filters, like the green one for Midoriya, the orange one for Bakugo. The vocals are also both male vocals. Both of them have very unique voices that you don't hear super often, and both of them are perfect additions to add into your playlist. So if you have My Hero higher than Bleach or Bleach higher than My Hero, I couldn't be mad with either because both of them are so close already as it is. Next, we have number 4, which was kind of funny because Mob Psycho was one of the last anime that I ranked. And once I had stumbled into Mob Psycho, I immediately was thinking like, oh man, I don't know if Mob Psycho is going to make the list. We already have so many bangers that are so good. Is it really going to be able to compete? And then I listened to it, and all those worries went directly out the window. It is such a great opening. Visually, it is crazy. There's so much happening at the screen at once. There's so much like excitement yet mystery all coming at you at once. Super original, and you know I had to give the vibe a very high rating because I feel like all Mob Psycho songs are bangers, and all Mob Psycho songs have this sort of vibe that's very difficult to describe. It's something that only Mob Psycho openings have, and I haven't really seen it in any other opening, but whatever the heck they're doing, it's working because this one made it into the top 4. Now for number 3. Now we're getting into the openings that absolutely blew my socks off. Like, I'm talking peak anime openings right here. Some of the best openings I've ever heard in my life, let alone this season. And for number 3, we have Spy Family Part 2, or Core 2, however you want to say it. In this opening, let's just get this out of the way. I had to give them an S++ for the visuals. Some of the most beautiful visuals I've ever seen, especially when the song really picks up and the chorus kicks in and you see the flowers flying everywhere, or when you see Yorin, she's standing next to the tree and you see the super colorful leaves all over the place. It is such a visually appealing opening, and not only do you have that, but you also have beautiful top-notch vocals to match that, which just blend perfectly. This is just a perfect song. There's nothing that I could do or say to make this song any better, because the people that already made it are geniuses. They know much more than I do. You couldn't pay me to find a flaw in this opening because it's just impossible. Now, I'm sure my number 2 was an anime that I don't think anyone expected to be ranked this highly, especially if you haven't heard the opening yourself. But once you do listen to it, I'm telling you, man, this is top 3. When I was looking through and doing my research, I put like little notes next to all of the anime I was listening to. Like, for example, I'd write honorable mention or top 10 maybe. This was the only opening, with the exception of number 1, that I straight up just wrote down top 3. I didn't care. This is a top 3 opening, and that anime is, of course, Urusei Yatsura. This anime is so good, or the opening is so good. The vocals are heaven sent. It is amazing. It's perfect. I cannot complain. And another thing I really want to mention is the visuals. The visuals are absolutely crazy. They are so good. The song is also very unique. I haven't heard anything like it, and this just completely blindsided me. But before we get into number 1, of course, I want to list off some honorable mentions. Now, all of these honorable mentions are going to be anime that either just barely didn't make the top 10 because I can only fit 10 and those ones just unfortunately had to be knocked out, or it's openings that really excelled in one specific area and they have something that no other openings in this season really have, that they just executed beautifully. So check those out and let me know what you guys think about them in the comments. For the moment you all have been waiting for, we have the number 1 definitive best anime opening of fall 2022, and that anime is going to be So as expected, of course, Chainsaw Man ended up making it into the number 1 best opening of this entire season. I think it's definitely going to be the best opening of this entire year once the Crunchyroll Anime Awards come out, or whatever anime awards come out. This has to win. There's no way any other anime out there is able to beat it. Just the level of thought that went into it, the creativity of it. I mean, look at these ratings. There's like 4 S++ in these categories. Like, it is just peak in so many different areas. Like the creativity, how catchy it is, and the visuals, I had to give them an S++, because not only is the art style really cool, but you have these like super colorful, crazy moments, and on top of that, we have all of the different movie references that were thrown into this opening that I'm sure many of you guys know about already. If you don't, I highly recommend you check it out, because it's really cool seeing how they took iconic moments from movies and kind of made them into a Chainsaw Man sort of style. But yeah, this was a no-brainer. I'm sure all of you guys expected this to be number one. And I had a lot of fun making this list and kind of doing the research, ranking them, finding out about brand new sleeper anime that I never would have given a chance if I didn't think of a series like this. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there were some anime openings that I put you on to that you didn't know about and now you want to check them out. Let me know in the comments. And also, let me know if you want me to continue this. Maybe next season we can do a winter 2022 or winter 2023 best anime opening. And let me know if you'd like to see me do a fall 2022 best ending, because that one's going to be a little bit interesting since Chainsaw Man has some good ones as well, but Chainsaw Man has like 12 different endings that are going to be releasing. So I think that'd be very interesting, but I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. And with that, I am going to head out. Thank you all so much for watching this far into the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good one.